World records are the benchmark of athletic achievement. They let us know what is physically possible for any given field. And I myself have spent the last couple of years trying to break a rock climbing world record of my own with no training. And recently I stumbled across a world record that pretty much nobody has ever heard of, which is the 1 mile climbing world record. This record was just broken a few months ago, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's how fast can you reach 1 mile of vertical ascent? And immediately I could tell that this was not the optimal world record, right? There were a few things I noticed, like first of all, the auto belay. Guy's got to fall slowly down this auto belay every single lap, and he's doing like 100 laps. That's a lot of downtime that he could be climbing. So I decided to negate this, I would free fall. You can't get back down any faster than that. And I should mention also, the other idea I had was to do it on a bouldering wall. And this would then solve the newly created issue of how high can you free fall from without dying. So with everything figured out, I headed to the gym to set this plan in motion. And I set out to officially break the 1 mile world record. Should be easy on the knees. I have to do about 500 reps to hit a mile. For those of you that don't know how far a mile is, it's almost 2 L caps. So it's pretty high. To keep track of this, I'm using my new Coros watch, and it has an altitudometer in it. This bad boy's got an altitudinator in it. It tells you how high you've gone. So once it hits 5,280 feet, we know we've done a mile, and it also has a timer on it, so I'll know if I broke the world record. 1 hour, 49 minutes, and like 48 seconds or something like that. I don't know. I'm aiming to crush the record. But before we get started breaking any world records, right, I just want to say a quick thank you to this video's sponsor, Coros, for hooking me up with my Apex 2 Pro watch. Video would have been much harder to do without this watch. It has I still don't know what it's called, altimeter, I think is what it is. Tracks how much vertical ascent you have in any session. It's got all kinds of features. These watches are built for rock climbers, by rock climbers. It's actually a pretty sweet watch. They have all kinds of stuff. We'll talk more about Coros at the end of the video. It's time to break a world record. 3, 2, 1, begin. So right off the bat, my plan was to treat this like the running 1 mile, you know, the normal 1 mile, the one people usually think of. And the way I used to run the 1 mile was starting off with a pretty strong kick. So I just came out the gate swinging, went really fast, really quick. And even though I got a lot of distance in a really short amount of time, this didn't prove to be the best idea because my body was not ready for this. I did not train for this mile at all. I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't need to train to break a world record, all right? That's for Gumbies, okay? So, yeah, my body started kind of fighting back pretty much right away. Breathing heavily already. I didn't drink any water.
All right, so we're about 3.5 minutes in. I think you've gotten about maybe 25 reps.
350 feet. This is how you break a world record right here. You just take breaks because you don't do cardio. Trying to break a cardio-specific world record. I got Magdas though. That's all I need, baby. Despite the fact that this is an unmaintainable pace, I decided to, just keep pushing until I hit the 10% mark, about 500 feet, so I could get a good pace idea of, how fast I was going, just kind of what wiggle room I had. So we're at 5:01, about 10% of the way there, in what, like 7 minutes?
Yeah, we're at 7 minutes now.
So I'm on pace for like 1:10. I'm gonna slow down considerably though. I can already tell you.
1:10 pace ain't bad, especially if we're trying to hit 150.
Yeah. You guys was running in. Yeah. It was at this point that I realized a pretty big error in my decision making. I didn't want to tell my friends because, I didn't want to embarrass myself, but my back was starting to hurt pretty bad from dropping off the mat all those times, or off the wall into the mat. And I realized that's probably one of the major reasons that the guy chose to do this on an auto belay. It also doesn't help that I have pretty terrible form when it comes to landing on the mat. I tend to just kind of redirect all the force into my lower back. But I was pretty sure that wasn't going to have any long-standing medical issues down the line. Back injuries, I feel like, aren't really that big of a deal. So I continued to try to break this world record.
15 minutes in, 866 feet. Having fun still?
No, I'm really second guessing this. Oh yeah.
I can't even see it. It's 10:15.
Yeah. 10:15.7.
1,015 feet. Woo! Keep it going.
At this point, I was definitely starting to regret some of my decisions. The negative thoughts were starting to creep in. What if you can't even finish a mile, let alone in record time? Maybe you should have trained a little bit before trying to break a world record. Maybe falling off a bouldering wall 500 times in one session isn't good for my body. Just irrational thoughts like these. And at this point, I was climbing so slow because I had just kind of given up mentally that Hunter and Ryan really just did anything they could to keep me motivated.
Get up the wall.
Yeah, dude. Go. This is a serious going record. No resting. No resting. Get up that wall. Go. Go.
What are you doing? You got a world record to break. Poor guy.
Dropping off started hurting 10 minutes ago. So now I got a down climb. Starting to see why that guy used an auto belay.
Where's it hurt?
My lower back.
Yeah.
And my right ankle. And my knees.
Old man.
Left ankle. If I kept this pace up, I would tie the record. Oh.
You got this, man.
Let's go.
We're cheering you on. Woo!
Let's go. Bah! They say sitting down mid-world record is the best way to break a world record. I feel like right now is a good time to point out for those of you that might not watch the channel, I don't really do any cardio at all. This is really not the smartest record to try to break. I don't run at all or sport climb. It's probably the more important of the two. That's the climbing where you actually climb real rock walls, like big tall ones. I don't do that at all. So I'm not really built for this record, but surprisingly, I wasn't pumped at all. I didn't get the forearm pump at all during this, even by the end of it. So it was kind of weird because I was going into this as a 1 mile runner, assuming that the challenges would be similar to the challenges of running a 1 mile, but they're very different. In a 1 mile run, you usually start to feel tired and you have to, push through that to get the fastest time possible. In the 1 mile climb, I felt fine, but my body was just kind of shutting down. Oh yeah, let's get a good brush in there.
Help him out.
You're at 1,832 feet. So I just finished West Face in 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure the actual speed time on West Face is they probably have faster times than that.
Yeah, we are at 50-minute mark now.
Halfway. We're only at 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet. Uh-oh. It's getting hard. You can tell.
40% of the way there, and 50% of the time. What happened to the starry-eyed young man who did 500 feet in 7 minutes?
He's gonna start dynoing. Look at him go. Still so much energy in this guy.
Yeah, my arms are fine. It's my cardio. I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
Just campus then.
That one so much easier.
We officially hit
half a mile in 1:06.
It's actually crazy how sweaty you are. It's glistening so much. Hey, not too bad though.
Yeah, I think there's a chance. I'll have to really, really crush it in the last 30 minutes. We have 45 minutes left to do another half a mile. So I gotta go 20 minutes faster than I just did. Although there was a 20 or like 30-minute window where I was barely doing anything. Check out this dyno. I found a pretty cool dyno.
Holy.
Yeah, that's a bad boy. Okay, so pretty bad blood blisters building up in the pinky. That's why God gave me 4 fingers. I only need 3. We got 1,200 feet left in 20 minutes.
So we're a little over 4,000 now.
Yeah. That's some.
Oh, yuck.
We're getting there.
That's to be expected, though, with climbing as much as you are.
I know, I should have brought my gloves.
Yeah. Oh.
Gotta chalk it. Dry it up quick. All right, it's gonna be fingertips only, boys.
All right. Wish you luck.
Yeah, that was another thing I wasn't really ready for. I know it's surprising. I wasn't fully prepared. I didn't really think about how harsh it would be on my skin. So the blood blisters I was talking about, I got a picture later. They were pretty rough. I did not feel comfortable using my pinky anymore, to say the least. And then on my other hand, I still have the flapper. I don't know if you can even really see it, but it's a fat boy. I left it on to remind myself of my failures, but it also didn't feel very good. So I pretty much just resorted to not using the majority of either of my hands from that point on. And to make things worse, not too long after this, Ryan came with some terrible news.
Brandon, I just looked up the record, and I wanted to tell you this, but you should keep climbing. I think it's 142 instead of 150. Yeah, so if you can just crush it right now, you can do it.
1,000 feet.
I think you can do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we looked it up as 142. I would just keep going.
You gotta do it like once every 6 seconds.
You really gotta push right now.
We're going, boys.
Yeah, just go, everything you got for the next 10 minutes.
I was in the final sprint, the last leg of the race. If I had any chance of breaking this world record, I had to do it now. So I had to push everything into maximum overdrive with the power of music.
So we had this bad revelation that the record is 142.57. Brandon is a minute away from that right now. Moving pretty slow.
Got about 1,000 feet left.
1,000 feet remaining.
Got very little left.
Which took him about 10 minutes at the beginning, but might take him like half an hour right now. 20 seconds. 30 seconds, actually. Keep fighting.
Come on!
One more rep. You get 10 seconds. All right, and that's time, man, for the record.
4,139 feet.
Little under 1,000 still.
Yeah. Not bad. It's definitely, I think the key takeaways from this so far are auto blaze probably preferable because about 1,000 feet in, I couldn't drop from the top anymore. Even with this big cushy pad, my legs were too sore. And you'll also probably get some nice recovery in that like 5 to 7 seconds of auto belay run down. So yeah, this might not be the best format. I thought I was cheating the system, but I think the system cheated me, or I cheated myself. I don't know. But we're still going to complete the mile. Don't you worry about that.
Beautiful.
We're going to set our own record. The
fastest boulder mile, like you said.
Oh, yeah, the boulder mile. That's what we were going for anyway. So.
It was the whole plan the whole time.
The boulder mile record. Having officially failed to break the 1 mile world record, we set out with a new goal, the 1 mile boulder record, setting the official first record because realistically, who's going to be dumb enough to try to replicate this, right? It's pretty foolproof. I'll have this world record forever. Nobody is going to put themselves through this. So it was time for the final push to set the new boulder 1 mile record. Go.
Last one. Woo!
Official.
The 1 mile.
Whip out the watch. Let's see it. Did he do it? There it is, ladies and
In
gentlemen.
about we'll call it 246.
That is the Boulder Dyno world record.
Boulder
Boulder
mile.
mile. See,
The
I'm so
Boulder Mile
tired.
world record officially set. Not because I couldn't break the official world record, just because we wanted to do our own category. It's just kind of how we roll. If any of the people I said earlier, I can't remember who they were. If you guys want to try to break it, give it your best shot. I officially completed the 1 mile climb at the time of 2 hours and 46 minutes, over an hour slower than the world record, which is funny because I started off on pace to beat the world record by about 50 minutes. So, yeah. I learned a lot of lessons from this. First being that sometimes trying to innovate or take shortcuts around beating a world record isn't really the best idea, so it's almost like the people know what they're doing when they go out to break a world record. But I still think the craziest thing about this record was the stats I got afterwards. So you probably noticed the little band I was wearing around my arm the entire time. That's the Coros heart rate monitor, and wearing that for the entire mile allowed me to collect like tons of data, like all kinds of stuff, which is probably the coolest feature about the Coros watches is you can collect all your training data, get more info than you really even would want or even understand how to it tells you everything, no matter from beginner level to like sports science professional level, any information you want to know. I found out that my average heart rate during this mile was 151 beats per minute, which for me at least is pretty high. I usually, try to live a lifestyle of maintaining like under 50 beats per minute, just as low effort as possible. But by far the craziest stat that I got was the calories. I burnt 1,551 calories during this 1 mile. Coros also has a feature where it tells you like how long until you're fully recovered after a session based on how hard you went during that session. And mine, it's been 48 hours since I did the 1 mile, and mine says I'm 50% of the way to being fully recovered, which is accurate. I'm struggling to just stand up to film this video right now. You can also track each boulder and route you send and its grade during any session. I just didn't do this because I was trying to break the world record, and I thought it'd be funny to have basically 1 mile long V0. So thanks everybody for watching this video. Sorry I couldn't break the record. I know a lot of you guys are like, come on, man. when are you gonna actually break a record? But I did set the Boulder 1 mile record. I'm pretty proud of that. And if you guys are interested in getting a Coros watch, click the link in the description below. Try them out. Just don't go breaking my world record.